What if the biggest mistake wasn't the move you made, but the move you didn't make when you had the chance? That's the haunting question echoing through Toronto this Tuesday afternoon, January 28th, 2026. And the answer, according to a resurface report from November signed by TJ Morin, is that the Blue Jays had a blueprint for greatness, and they let it slip through their fingers. Let me take you back to November 2025. The wound was still fresh. The Blue Jays had just lost the World Series by inches, by the narrowest of margins. The kind of loss that keeps you up at night. The kind of loss that makes you question everything. And in the immediate aftermath of that devastation, there was a plan, a blockbuster plan, a plan that could have changed everything. The plan was Corey Seager, not just any player. Corey Seager, two-time World Series MVP, $325 million. The kind of player who doesn't just improve your team, the kind of player who transforms your entire organization, the kind of player who brings championship pedigree and elite defense, and the kind of bat that wins games in October. The logic was impeccable. Bo Bichette was leaving. We all knew it was coming. And let's be honest about something. Defensively, Bo was a problem. The report cites a brutal statistic. Bichette had minus 13 outs above average last season. He was a sieve at shortstop. He was costing the team runs with his glove. He was a liability in the field. Corey Seager, on the other hand, had a positive defensive value. He would have brought elite defense. He would have brought more power in the bat. He would have brought that championship experience that was missing when the Blue Jays faced the Dodgers in the World Series. He would have been the missing piece that turns a good team into a great team. It was a perfect move. It was tunnel vision focused on winning right now. Yes, Seager is 4 years older than Bichette. Yes, there's a risk that production declines as he ages. But when you're trying to win a championship with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in his prime, when you're trying to capitalize on your window, sometimes you have to ignore the long-term implications and focus on the present. Ross Atkins should have pulled the trigger, but he didn't. Now, fast forward to January 2026. Bo Bichette is in New York with the Mets. Corey Seager is still in Texas with the Rangers. And Toronto? Toronto is signing 16-year-old prospects and speculating about lateral trades with the Cardinals. Toronto is talking about Brendan Donovan and Lars Nootbaar. Toronto is talking about depth and organizational building blocks. But that's not what this team needs. This team needs a star. This team needs a kind of player who changes the equation. This team needed Corey Seager. The Seager dream died in November. It died when Ross Atkins decided to be cautious instead of aggressive. It died when the front office looked at the price tag and decided it was too expensive. It died when Toronto chose to build for the future instead of betting everything on the present. And now, in January, we're facing the reality of a remade infield. We're facing the reality of a team that's going to be less talented than it could have been. We're facing the reality of what could have been if one decision had gone differently. This report serves as a painful reminder of the level of ambition this organization should have had. It serves as a reminder that sometimes in baseball, you have to be willing to take the big risk. You have to be willing to spend the money. You have to be willing to trade the prospects. Because the alternative is watching your window close without ever making a real run. The question now is whether Ross Atkins still has a card up his sleeve, whether there's still a move to be made, whether there's still a way to salvage this offseason and turn it into something respectable, or whether the plan died in November and we're just going through the motions now, hoping that somehow, some way, this team can still compete without the star power it should have acquired. The Seager that got away is going to haunt this franchise for years. Every time the Rangers make a playoff run, every time Seager has a big moment, Blue Jays fans are going to think about what could have been. They're going to think about the shortstop who could have been protecting Vladimir Guerrero Jr. They're going to think about the championship that could have been won. And that's the real cost of the move that wasn't made. It's not just about this season. It's about the what-ifs that are going to linger for years to come. Stay locked in, because if there's still a big move to be made, it has to happen soon. The window is closing. The moment is passing. And if Toronto doesn't act decisively in the next few days, the Seager that got away is going to become the symbol of an off-season that promised so much and delivered so little. If you think the Blue Jays should have gone all in for Corey Seager back in November, smash that like button and drop a comment below. Do you believe this team missed its chance to build a championship roster? Or do you think there's still time to salvage the offseason? Let me know what you think in the comments. This is the kind of organizational decision that defines a franchise's trajectory, and I want to hear your perspective on it.